Hello everyone, it's Log from MRG. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the updated project setup and management workflow in Quest. We'll cover how to create a project, configure assessments, add participants, launch the project, and then manage it after launch. From the Quest dashboard, open the left-hand navigation menu and click Projects. Here you'll see two options, Create a Project and View Projects. To start a new project, click Create a Project. The View Projects option lets you view and manage existing projects, which we'll touch on later in the video. Once you click Create a Project, you'll be routed into the updated project creation workflow. The first step is choosing which users in your organization will have access to this project. This is important for collaboration because reports can only be ordered by users who have access to the project, and the ability to assign assessments like the LEA or IDI depends on the certifications of the users added to the project. Once you've selected your users, click Next Step to continue. Next, we'll enter the project details. This includes the project title, project purpose, project driver, project access, billing company, and client optional custom questionnaires, and the assessments you'll be assigning. I'll start by naming the project Quest Project Setup Demo, selecting a project purpose and project driver, and reviewing the users who have access. Next, I'll choose a billing company and search for an end client using the Smart Search field. To create a new end client, click the plus icon. In the dialog, enter the company name, select the country, business type, and number of employees, then click Save. The end client is automatically added to the project. If you notice the information icons next to certain fields, you can click them to learn more. Some include links to knowledge-based articles. For example, the custom questionnaire info icon explains why custom questionnaires can be beneficial to your assessment strategy. Next, we'll choose which assessments to include in the project. Available assessments are based on the certifications of the users added to the project. You can include multiple assessments in a single project and assign participants to one or all of them. For this example, I'll select both the LEA 360 and the IDI. When selecting the LEA 360, you'll see additional options appear, such as allowing participants to add observers or view observer status. You can enable or disable these using the toggles here. Once all project details are complete, click Next Step. If you chose to include custom questionnaires, the next step is selecting or creating them. One of our exciting new features in this update allows you to assign multiple types of custom questionnaires to each assessment added to the project, including both anchored rating and open-ended questionnaires. You can select existing questionnaires from the drop-downs or create new ones using the plus icon. Let's create an LEA 360 anchored rating questionnaire to see how it works. Clicking the plus icon routes us to the questionnaire creation page with the questionnaire type, product, and company already pre-filled with the details of our project. I'll name the questionnaire, choose whether it applies to participants, observers, or both, select the primary language, and optionally add translations. After selecting English as the primary language and adding French as the translation, we're taken to the question grid. You can expand or collapse the questionnaire details sidebar using the caret icon. For anchored rating questionnaires, we start by defining response options, save them, and then add our questions. You can add or remove questions using the plus and minus icons. To enter translations, select the language from the drop-down at the top of the grid. The primary language options remain visible for reference. Once everything is complete, click Next Step to review or Save Draft to finish later. On the preview page, we can review our questions and responses by language. If everything looks good, click Add to My Project. Back in Project Setup, the questionnaire we just created is automatically selected. You can preview it again or remove it if needed. Click Next Step to continue. The next step is Project Options. Here you can allow participants to reopen completed questionnaires, configure notification triggers, and choose who receives those notifications. You can also control participant communication settings, including reminder frequency and email templates. An exciting major update here is the ability to use separate invitation and reminder email templates for self-participants and observers. Our standard email templates are selected by default and are now available in different languages. You can also create your own custom email template using the plus icon. Let's walk through how to create a custom email template. We'll create an invitation email for self-participants. Just like custom questionnaires, the custom email template creation page is pre-filled based on the project. I'll name the template, choose a primary language, add a translations, and enter the email subject and body. You can use the available merge fields to include participant-specific information, such as username, assessment assignments, due date, and client, and billing company, to further customize your email template. It's important to note that the username and password instructions are required fields, as they allow participants to access the Quest platform and complete their assessments. After reviewing and previewing the template, I'll return to the project, where the template is automatically selected. You can preview or edit templates at any time using the icons next to each dropdown. Once ready, you can click Next Step to continue. Next, we'll add participants to the project. We've also made some exciting improvements on how you add participants. For example, we've added the functionality to generate participant self-enrollment links. By toggling this participant self-enrollment toggle, a link will be generated for the project and per assessment type. You can then share with any participant, and they will be able to add themselves to the project and complete the assessment without any extra steps on your end. Let's go ahead and toggle it on for now, and we'll be able to view and share the link to participants once we launch the project. You can still manually add participants either through entering their details in this participant grid below, or by using the bulk upload feature, where we upload an Excel sheet with all the participants' details, and it will automatically be uploaded into the project. Let's walk through both options. To add participants manually, enter their email, name, due date, and preferred language. When you press Tab after entering an email, Quest checks for an existing account and autofills available details. You can also set a project-wide due date using the date picker at the top. It's important to note that when using the participant self-enrollment feature, you'll have to set this global due date. Let's go ahead and set this due date and click Apply to All button that appears once the date is selected. Once we've added our first participant to an assessment, if we have included multiple assessments to the project, we have the option to assign those same participants to the other assessments we've included in the project. Here we've selected the IDI and LEA 360 as the assessments to this project. We've just added one participant to the IDI so far. Let's add them to the LEA 360 automatically as well. To do so, we'll just click this Click Here link in this info note that appeared. This will bring up a dialog we can use to confirm that we want to add the participant to the other assessments in this project. We'll click Yes to confirm. We can then use toggle between the IDI and LEA 360 tabs to see the participants added so far. For the LEA 360 assessment, we get the option to add observers as well. We can click the Add Observers button here, and we'll be taken to a new grid where we can add observers based on the self-participants we've added to the LEA 360. Similar to how the self-participant grid works, we enter the observer's email address, their first and last name. We select the observer type, boss, peer, or direct report. Select the due date and select their preferred language. Once done, if we'd like to add more observers, we can click this Add More Rows button, enter another observer's details, then Review. To add observers to another self-participant, we can toggle between the self-participants here on the left side and follow the same process as before. Once everything looks good with our added observers, we can proceed by clicking the Next Step button in the bottom right corner. This will take us to the project review page where we can review our project details, including the participants added, observers added, project details and assessment settings, email templates and communication settings, project options and notification settings as well. We can also click the pencil icons next to each section to go back to the part of the project setup and make any desired changes. If everything looks as desired, we can click the green Launch Project button in the top right corner, which will launch the project. For now, let's review the participants added and see if any additions or edits should be made. To do so, we can use this participants preview grid. It lists all the self-participants, the product they're assigned, the observers added, and the due date assigned. To view the observer's details, we can toggle Discover Next to the self-participant, and it will display the observer's details, the observer name, the observer type, and the due date. Since we haven't talked about the bulk upload feature, let's click the added icon in the top right corner of the participant grid to go back to the Add Participants page and walk through how to bulk upload participants to the project. Once back to the Add Participants page, we can use the bulk upload button in the top right corner of the grid. This will open the bulk upload page where you can upload your file. The accepted formats for the files to upload are CSV and XLSX. You can use the sample template button at the top of the upload field to download a sample, fill it out with participants' details, and then upload it. Let's go ahead and download one and walk through how to fill it out to prevent any upload errors. Here's the sample template file. You can enter the following details: email, first name, last name, desired due date, participant's language, which product you'd like to assign to that participant, the participant type, self-participant or observer type, and the observer 4's email address if applicable. Let's try out an example. I'll go ahead and add a couple of participants for both the IDI and the LEA360. A great thing about this updated sample template file is that the language, product, and participant type fields are drop-downs. You can enter the participant's details and simply select their language, product, and participant type using these drop-downs. In the observer for field, you enter the self-participant's email address, who the observer you're adding will be assessing. Once these additions are made, you can go ahead and save the file. And let's go back to the project setup flow. Here we are back on the bulk upload page. We'll go ahead and click Choose File and select our saved file from the location we saved it to. Once we upload it, we'll see the upload log. The upload log is where we'll see all successful uploads and any errors that occurred during upload. We can then make changes in the uploaded participants by clicking the delete icon if we'd like to remove any. If everything looks good, you can then click Add to Grid to confirm the addition of these successful uploads. Once we add to grid, we'll see the uploaded participants' details, their email address, first and last name, the due date we added in the uploaded file, the participant type, and observer for details. If everything looks good, we can proceed with saving the participants. Let's click the Save Participants button. This will take us back to the review page of the project, where we can continue reviewing our project. I'll go through the participants grid once more to confirm all the desired participants have been added. Once everything looks good, I'll go ahead and click Launch Project to launch the project. You can launch immediately, which sends out invitations to all added participants, or launch later, which saves the project as draft for now. I'll go ahead, launch it now. Once launched, you now get access to the Manage Project page. We've made some exciting improvements to the way you manage your projects to help you access and review your projects smoothly and efficiently. You can now easily view the project status report right from Quest, view any ordered reports, manage participants, and view participant history, export responses to any added custom questionnaires, inactivate a project, and as always, make any changes to any communication settings, add more custom questionnaires, and send out invitation and reminder emails to participants. Let's walk through this step by step and learn more about how to utilize these features. To view the status report, view ordered reports, invite or remind all incomplete participants, you can use these action buttons right below the project title. The project title now includes the list of products/assessments selected as a quick refresher when viewing your project. To inactive or change a project to a draft, simply click the status button in the top right corner of the page, and you'll be able to toggle between draft, inactive, or active. When viewing the participant grid, you can set a new due date for the project. You can add new participants using the manual addition or bulk upload feature. In the participant grid, you can select the status of each participant to see questionnaires assigned, their progress, or reopen their assessment if it's already been completed or ordered. Using the Actions button next to each participant row, you can view the assessment events or participant account events, including when they started and completed the assessment, any changes made to their assessment by a project user, and any account activities recorded, including their account setup, password changes, and more. You can also click the pencil icon to edit the participant's details, use the mail icon to send an email invitation, use the bell icon to send an email reminder, or use the delete icon to remove them from the project. If you're using the participant self-enrollment feature, the self-enrollment links section allows you to generate these self-enrollment links you can share with participants. They're created based on the products added to the projects. Here we have 2 links generated, one for the LEA360 and one for the IDI. It shows the status of the link, the number of usages, the date it was created on, the date it expires, the link itself, as well as some action buttons to copy the link, manually expire the link, and a quick share option. In the top right corner of this section, you get an option to refresh the links, expire all links, or generate new links. Participants having access to these links will be able to self-enroll in the project by entering their details, creating their account, and accessing their assessment without you intervening. For a look into how that appears from a participant's viewpoint, you can view the video labeled "How to use a self-enrollment link to complete your assessment." The link is in the description of this video. In the Communications Settings section of the page, you can view and manage the communication settings set for the project. You can click the pencil icon in the top right corner of the section to edit those settings, or click the Manage Settings button at the bottom of the section. For the Custom Questionnaire section, you can use the Edit button to edit the custom questionnaire set for the project, use the Add More button to add more questionnaires, create a new questionnaire using the Create New button, or export the responses to the added custom questionnaires directly using the Export Responses button. And finally, for the Project Details and Projects User sections, you can view the details of the project and the users added to the project, and you can use the pencil icons to go ahead and make any desired changes. And that's it. This updated project setup and management workflow in Quest is designed to give you more flexibility, better collaboration, and a smoother experience from setup to completion. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.